You are not born. You are ejected. Like pus from an infected wound, you burst from holes in your mother's back. A disgusting birth in the dirty waters of South America, where the Amazon meets despair and both work together to make life as miserable as possible. You are one of 60 to 100 brothers and sisters, tiny, flat creatures emerging fully formed from holes in your mother's back. There is no tadpole stage for you, no awkward teenage years with a tail. You burst out with your flat, pancake-like body already complete, triangle-shaped head ready, tiny eyes forever looking up as if asking the uncaring sky for an explanation that will never come. Your mother swims away without a goodbye. Evolution didn't give her the ability to care, only a back full of holes and the need to fill them again next season. She has already forgotten you exist, which is perhaps the first kindness you will experience. The swamp spreads before you like a liquid graveyard, slow-moving streams, ponds, and muddy waterways where you blend perfectly with dead leaves. Everything here exists in some stage of rotting, including you, though you don't know it yet. You are a Surinam Toad, and you have won evolution's lottery in the most terrible way possible. Your flat body and tiny eyes make you look like something that died and forgot to stop moving. Your fingers end in 4 star-shaped sensors, evolution's attempt to make up for your general failure at being alive. The first weeks pass in a blur of basic survival. You learn that the world divides neatly into 2 groups, things trying to eat you and things you're trying to eat. There are many more of the first kind. Giant water bugs patrol these waters like underwater bullies. Catfish glide through the murk, their whiskers searching for anything small and stupid. Above, herons stand still as funeral directors, waiting for the careless to surface. Your defense? You taste awful. Not poisonous, that would take too much energy. Just deeply, truly terrible. This is your survival strategy, being so disgusting that even hungry predators think twice about eating you. Months crawl by. You grow to about 4 to 5 inches long, getting wider as if someone is slowly flattening you. Your skin develops the texture of old leather, bumpy and stained. Each day brings new problems. Parasites that move into your flesh like unwanted roommates. Infections that spread like ugly art painted in pus. You do not croak. Evolution didn't give you this simple pleasure. Instead, you click. A sharp metal sound made underwater that travels through the water like a telegram, announcing you're still alive to anyone who cares to listen. And someone is listening. She rises from the mud like a fever dream made real. Her back is smooth, not yet marked by the holes of motherhood. She approaches because your clicking call has reached her, one of the ways your species keeps track of each other in the wild. What follows is less mating dance than mutual embarrassment. You perform what scientists generously call an elegant mating swim, though elegant seems too kind a word for your flailing hug. You grab at her with limbs designed for other purposes, your movements like someone trying to fold a fitted sheet underwater. When she releases her eggs, you fertilize each one and press them carefully into her back, where her skin will grow around them to seal them in cysts. The moment passes. She swims away, her back now covered with the promise of future suffering. You feel neither happiness nor regret, just the empty feeling that follows any biological duty. Hunger returns with the stubbornness of an unpaid bill. You position yourself in the mud and wait, using a special suction technique, pressing down your throat bone and pulling back your collarbone to create a vacuum that sucks in large amounts of water for swallowing. This is hunting, Surinam Toad style, aggressive waiting. Your first major failure comes quickly. A small fish swims within range. This is your moment of hunting triumph. You create suction with the desperation of a broken vacuum cleaner, but the fish has something you completely lack: skill. It darts away with insulting ease, leaving you gasping in disturbed mud, your mouth full of nothing but disappointment. The second failure is worse. A crayfish, slow and seemingly easy to catch, wanders near your hiding spot. You lunge with the smooth grace of falling furniture. The crayfish pauses, perhaps confused by your pathetic display, then continues on its way with what you imagine is smug satisfaction. but somehow you survive. Occasionally, something slower wanders within range. Small fish, bugs, crustaceans. These tiny victories keep you working, if not thriving. You learn to accept failure as your normal state. Success is a pleasant surprise. Seasons blend like watercolors in rain. Your body changes with the patience of rocks forming. What little muscle you had fades into memory. Your movements become difficult, like an old person trying to remember where they left their keys. You spend most of your time lying on the bottom, rising to the surface every half hour for air. One day, watching a younger male perform his clicking courtship display, you experience something that might be nostalgia. His enthusiasm is painful to watch. All that wasted energy, all that hopeless optimism. He clicks with the passion of someone who still believes the universe might care about his reproductive success. You want to tell him it doesn't matter, that the brief moment of mating will cost him weeks of recovery. That even successful reproduction simply adds to the endless cycle of suffering that passes for life in this swamp. But you don't have the words for such deep thoughts. A leaf falls from above, landing on your head. It is brown and brittle, dead before it hit the water. You make no effort to remove it. It sits there for hours, a small crown of decay, until the current carries it away. You don't move to watch it go. The wound comes without warning. A simple mistake while lunging for prey. Your side scrapes against a hidden branch, tearing through skin grown too thin for the business of living. It is not large, but this is a swamp where every drop of water contains enough bacteria to fill a science lab. The edges turn black within hours. Pain spreads outward like ripples in poisoned water. The surrounding flesh swells and softens, becoming like overripe fruit. A sweet, sickening smell begins to drift from the wound, the perfume of rot getting an early start. Parasites arrive like vultures at roadkill. They burrow into the infected tissue with the enthusiasm of gold miners. You feel them moving beneath your skin, tiny architects of discomfort, rebuilding your flesh according to their own alien plans. Your movements become impossible. Even the slowest prey can sense your weakness. You begin to sink, spending more time pressed against the bottom than floating. One morning, trying to rise for air exhausts you completely. A young water snake notices your distress. Its approach is unhurried, professional. The strike, when it comes, is almost merciful, clean and precise, opening your infected side like rotten fruit splitting in the sun. You try to escape but drift downward instead, leaving a trail of cellular debris that spreads like smoke from a dying fire. You find a dent in the mud and settle into it with the relief of someone finally lying down after a very long day. The infection spreads with methodical determination. Your immune system gives up without a fight. Fever brings dreams that might be memories. Conversations with long-dead siblings, the female with the smooth back, the distant sound of a young male clicking desperately in the darkness. Death arrives not as a dramatic ending, but as a gradual fading. Your breathing slows, then stops. Your heart skips beats, then forgets its rhythm entirely. Your cells, finally released from the burden of working together, begin their individual journeys toward nothing. The swamp takes you back with ruthless efficiency. Bacteria break down your proteins. Small scavengers distribute your elements throughout the ecosystem. Your calcium becomes part of a snail shell. Your carbon feeds algae that will feed something slightly higher on the food chain. Within weeks, no trace remains except a small dent in the mud where you made your final stand. Even this fills in eventually, erased by current and time. Somewhere in the swamp, another male clicks desperately, pressing eggs into a stranger's back, beginning again the ancient cycle. The eggs will develop in their fleshy chambers, emerging as perfect miniatures of disappointment, ready to begin their own brief journeys through this liquid graveyard. Life continues with the relentless stubbornness of a broken record. You do not witness this continuation. You are part of it now, spread throughout the ecosystem like a prayer no one remembers saying. The swamp bubbles on, uncaring and eternal, a monument to the beautiful pointlessness of existence.